Today I will be responding to the claim that physical education should not be cut and is necessary in educational systems to lead kids onto a healthier style. The opponent's secondary claims are 1. Active children thrive academically and socially. 2. Quality physical education programs will help reduce childhood and adolescent obesity. And 3. It teaches them how to carry on with healthy bodies and healthy minds for a lifetime. So in response to the first claim, students can thrive academically and socially through other activities such as clubs at school and outside sports, not just through physical education. There was research conducted by Grissom, Grape, Hess, and Tree, 3 authors, in 2003 on learning, motivation, and interaction in school, shows that students' perception of instructional behavior sustains their involvement in classrooms. So they are more active and more involved in their classrooms when they participate in clubs, not just with a period of PE. They found that extracurricular activities and academic performance were highly correlated, and they supported the hypothesis stated by Minell in 2004 that more involvement in school activities means a better grade point average. As for sports, there was an extensive research report called Relationships Between Youth and Sports Participation and Selected Health Risk Behaviors from 1997 to 2007, published in the Journal of School Health, that analyzed many factors such as race, age, gender, behaviors, that the advantages of sports were weight control, problem-solving skills, self-esteem, social competence, and academic achievements. So joining sports will also reduce teen pregnancies, juvenile arrests, and school dropouts. Sports also create important opportunities for students to contribute to the school community or identification with school and school values. In response to claim 2, quality physical education is not guaranteed at every school, therefore, and that was mentioned in the original speech, therefore kids do not get the guaranteed results of being more active and more healthy. They don't need physical education to help them reduce childhood and adolescence obesity. They can do this again by joining an outside league because it is a much stronger commitment and it's an alternative to physical education. Sports are more commitment and it forces children and parents to live a healthy and active lifestyle. According to Kathia Refutation from 2010, young people involved in physical activity generally consume more fruits and vegetables and are less likely to be overweight and are more likely to become physically active adults. In response to the third claim, the third claim being that physical education in educational systems will teach them how to carry on with healthy bodies and healthy minds. That's not really a factor because PE only teaches you how to run a mile and whatnot, but a bigger factor would be the way parents raise their children. And parents are a big factor as to what habits their children grow up with. Many of the healthy and active habits should be enforced by parents and elders, not by a PE class. So according to heart.org, there are many ways to live a healthy lifestyle, such as being more aware of food served to children, providing all the necessary nutrients such as vegetables, fruits, low-fat and non-fat dairy, and all of that. They also have to help their kids stay active and reduce sedentary time and limit time on, the TV and video games. And all those are tips from heart.org. And with the alternatives that parents and children can take to live an active and healthier lifestyle, they do not need to depend on PE and educational systems for them to lead a healthy and active lifestyle. If physical education is cut, the funding will also go towards subjects like mathematics, English, and social sciences and sciences, benefiting the educational program more. And a way for kids to live a healthier and active life would be by the lifestyle they are provided by their parents. not by PE. Thank you.
All right, Kathia, the preview is fine. You lay out what the claim is. It's got multiple parts to it. That's a little bit of an issue. Your signpost on the first point is okay, although it seems a little strange to me that most of your evidence on this particular point shows how sports activities have all of these benefits. That there's this ancillary consequence of doing these sorts of things. That all seems to support the advocate's claim. It's not until we get to the third point that I think you really distinguish the idea that sports may not necessarily mean PE. I did like the fact that you presented another theory that says it's really involvement in school that has the greatest impact on academic involvement. And that they have some sense of a stake in being in the school from a variety of activities, sports included, but also other activities as well. That part of the argument I thought worked well, but like I said, you finish off that argument by basically saying physical activity has all these benefits. I'm going, well, that's exactly what the advocate was saying, so where's the dispute here? On the second point, I think you do begin to distinguish this a little bit, suggesting that it's not the PE classes that produce this benefit, but some kind of outside involvement in sports activities. And this would be, I think, a good place to talk about what those kinds of activities would be. In other words, you don't have to have PE where you run around the track for an hour in order to have these habits. People involved in sports are going to have these kinds of habits. And what kind of sports? Well, we've got baseball leagues that people are joining. They play in soccer leagues on the weekends. Kids get more activity in soccer leagues than they get in their PE classes in school. And I think that's what you need to be talking about. And what percentage of kids are encouraged to do that, or maybe it's a good idea to encourage kids to do those sorts of things. And it's not really necessary that the PE classes do that. You make a reference on the third point that says, all you do is learn to run around, for a while, or run a mile or something like that. I think there's a good argument to be made that attacks the way that PE is taught in schools, but it needs to be developed a little bit more. You basically take it as a given that that's all that happens, and maybe that's all that happened at your school. My experience, of course, was very different, but I'm older, so it's a little bit different. I don't know what my kids' experience was a little bit different also. So one of them did a lot of that running stuff, and the other one did something completely different. But now we're depending upon our own individual experiences to make that inference, and that's where you need to have some data. We got X number of millions of kids in school on a daily basis. Are they getting the required half hour or hour activity that they're supposed to be getting on a daily basis in the PE classes? I think there's an argument that says that PE classes are not providing that, even though we have PE classes being required. That I think you need to make that argument on. And I thought you did a little bit better on the third point, suggesting that the real source of good health habits is not a PE class, but really it's the parents and the environment that they have, and they have to learn in those sorts of situations to take care of themselves. And that's the thing that's going to be most effective. And if we have problems, that's the source of the problem. All right? All right. Thank you. That's not a bomb under your chair, right?
No.
Okay.
What?
Looks like some weird thing on wheels with wires coming out of it.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
That's a robot.
It's a robot. Okay. Huh?
You scared me first.
Well, I don't know what the hell it is. I'm just, you see something, say something. What the hell is that? I got a piece of electronic equipment with wires coming out of it sitting under a chair. I'm going, huh? What is that? Yeah, it looked suspicious to me.
But I built something like that.
Okay, well, it's all good. Just want to make sure.